as long as it's focused. If it starts unfocusing, that's spooky. But
Nice.
What if while we record this, there's a ghost in the background?
that would be
like,
trippy.
sup?
That'd be like,
Sup, pussies?
I'd be like, hey
Shit.
friends, we'd have to give him credit. Like, put him on there, just be like, okay, Mr.
How long have
Ghost.
you been here?
Shout out your
How
Insta
long
ghost.
have you been here?
Shout out your Insta ghost.
Okay, so I think I was younger. I was like a teenager. I think maybe 15, 16 years old. And my friends at the time, their house was on a big plot of land. And I used to go and see her constantly. Like, she was like my best friend in high school. I loved her. Her grandmother at the time like lived there. It was great. And she, like, her grandmother had said all these things that, like, it was, like, a haunted place, and I, like, never believed anything. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, I'm not really afraid of too much. We were at her house one night, and it was late at night, and, like, I was very comfortable, and I was able to, like, get up and, like, go to the bathroom and, like, feel completely fine going to the bathroom in her house. And one day, and she lived in this very old, like, creaky house. I got up, went to the bathroom, and was on my way back to her bedroom. And she had, like, the bathroom was on the main floor, and then you had to go upstairs to her bedroom. So there was no way I could get past, like, any, like, certain area without, like, the bottom of her house without, like, going into the living room. I didn't know this, but in her living room, not only had somebody committed suicide once, somebody was murdered. Her house was, like, 1,000,000 years old. Had a bunch of work done to it. I had no idea. No idea.
Pre-dinosaurs.
Yeah. Like, I didn't think anything of it.
Stegosaurus used to live there. Chilling.
Probably.
Speaking together.
It's okay. Cheers and
Went down to the bathroom, did my business, whatever, was walking
What'd you do
to the
exactly?
kitchen.
And we're on number 2.
Or 3, because apparently that's a thing.
Went into the kitchen.
Never mind.
Walked into the living room where I would go up the stairs. And there was this she had a big big window in the front, like the front entry, like it was the like living room, and then the front entryway was like literally right next door. And then there was this big tree. So at every night there was this creepy, eerie, like shadow thingy that used to shine into the living room, and it was like, okay, like we'll be all right, like it's fine. This is creepy.
Wait, it's a shadow. How does it shine?
You know, like the light like hits the tree,
Like the
and then like
aura.
it shifts. It like shines into the living room.
Okay, so a weird branch.
It's a weird shadow.
I guess, yeah, like I guess,
Like
like
glowing
yeah,
shadow,
whatever.
or-
And it used to be this really weird, like eerie looking tree. I didn't know this, but there was like somebody that was murdered in her like I guess front entryway or like living room area.
What has happened?
And there was no. She said that there was always somebody that walked to and from the front entryway, which is right next door to the living room, that would just walk and pace. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, sure. Like, I didn't believe in it at the time. So I was like, yeah, okay. Whatever, I believe you. Like I said, I went to go to the bathroom, went to the front went to go up the stairs to go in the front entryway, and there was like this like shadow, like literally right there. I never and it was like somebody was standing on the outside, and like the shadow was shining in, so it was like that long shadow. It wasn't like the short one, like somebody was in the house. So that's why I was like,
You said hi?
as I was like walking into the living room and going like around the corner to go to the front entryway to go upstairs, shadow just like shining right next to me. I was like, what the f is that? And ran upstairs.
Like,
Oh gosh.
It was the first paranormal experience I ever had. It was the creepiest one ever, and it's honestly what made me believe in ghosts. If I had to put a pin on it, that was it. On the tree, and it was shine in, and then nope, saw a figure right next to it, and darted right upstairs. Got this really weird, like creepy, like feeling down my spine, and ran him right upstairs. I was like, yep, I'm good. Yeah, it was the first paranormal experience I ever had.
Come on over.
Alright, new video. New video, new me.
New year, new you.
New me.
New me.
Chris has requested the Topeka, Kansas story.
Topeka, Kansas.
So you guys know we drove across the country in the middle of the pandemic to move out here. So, like, we stopped in Topeka, Kansas. The place we stayed was actually, it used to be a place where senators used to stay. And apparently it's pretty freaking haunted. We didn't know this until after the fact. I literally only booked it because it's the cheapest place available. It was dog friendly. That is why I booked it. I didn't look any of these places up. Like, we stayed in some interesting places. But, like, this one was like, okay, it looked fine. But you walked in, it looked like an apartment. So it's like, it's an old building. Looks like a dormitory when you walk in. Like an old dormitory. And it's like, you walk into the room, it's an apartment. Because if you go straight ahead, it's basically like living room, kitchen, balcony. And then if you go to straight right when you walk in, it's a bathroom that opens up to a bedroom. And it's all open plan, so there's no doors except for like where the toilet is, and that's it.
Okay.
Kira had been fine the entire trip. She goes to bed easy, goes to sleep, everything like that. That night, because the bed faced the door, kind of, so it's like we're like on, it's like L shaped, so it's like we're facing the wall that's next to the door. She sat on the end of the bed and growled all night long. All night long. And like, I'm not saying ghosts, I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying it was a weird thing.
Aliens?
We found out that room that we stayed in, someone had killed themselves in the entryway. They hung themselves.
Was it alien?
But that's one of the very many ones. Like, I was telling him I should tell the Polly story.
I mean,
Polly.
The Polly Highway. So you guys just went to Hawaii.
Yeah.
The Polly Highway is like one of the 3 highways that goes over. So it's the H through the Polly and the Leaky Leaky. So
Leaky, like the like.
yeah, that's what it is. It's Leaky Leaky. So if you're not from there, you call it like. Like the Polly Highway is actually like, it's a lookout. It's the Polly Lookout, and there's a story behind it. And this is not a joking thing because it's actually like real history.
Alright,
King Kamehameha the First, when he went to unite the Hawaiian Islands, he basically gave the warriors on the island of Oahu like the choice, like side with me or die. These people didn't want to work with him, and so he pushed them off of the cliff.
that's rude.
These people became
Oh,
night
okay.
marchers. So that's where one of
Wait, they became. I thought they were off the cliff.
yeah.
Dead.
So they're dead. So their spirits became the night marchers,
okay.
and they're doomed to march from mountains to the beach to the mountains every night for eternity. And basically, if you get caught by them, you're supposed to get down on the ground, cover yourself in mud, act like an animal because then they won't take you away. So that's one of the things. The other thing is the menehune. So in Hawaii, they're the menehune. They're the little people. They're like elves. It's like the same. I know, like when I took like anthropology classes, they're like, no, they're not elves. I'm like, I know they're not elves. No. So, you know, like,
Little spirits.
they're little
Like
spirits.
spirits.
They're like the spirits of the forest. And, like, but they're not tricksters, but they can be mischievous. And, like, they
pixies?
basically... They're what?
Pixies?
Kind of. Like, if you want to look at it in a Western way, like, it's hard to describe it. Because
Sky dancers.
basically it's like they have shrines for them. And, like, you can sacrifice to that stuff to them, like, when you're going past these shrines. And they're in the forest. And, like, it's supposed to bring you good luck. So, the weird thing... We had 3 weird things happen to us in Hawaii. First one that happened to me was when I first moved there. So I lived at Aloha Tower Marketplace, and people say it's haunted. I, at that point, was like, there's no such thing as ghosts. Like, I still am like, I don't know if it's ghosts. I don't know like what it is. Just weird stuff happened.
Aliens?
Yeah, there you go. Aliens.
Kira.
But basically, what it was is Aloha Tower Marketplace. My school bought this like the whole place. 2nd floor stranger dorms. We were the first people to live in those dorms. Like this was the first one. They're like apartments. The way it is you walk into the living room, a kitchen, you go straight back, there's one bedroom, or you can go upstairs, there's another bedroom. There's no way to go through the front door, though, without, like, passing through the living room area.
Okay.
And you can't get to the bedrooms without passing through it.
Okay.
So it was me and one other roommate. The other 2 hadn't even arrived yet.
Hello.
Special guest.
Special guest Kira. And special guest Z.
Sukador. Hello.
We are
Sukador.
famed by greatness. But basically what happened was me and my roommate were just sitting in the living room. And we're like, oh, we're going to walk up to Walmart because it's in the middle of the city. Like,
Right.
Easy peasy. So I'm like, okay, I left my flip-flops, my slippers next to my bed in my room. I'm going to go grab them. No one else is in the freaking apartment. There's no way for anyone to get in there. No one to, like, walk past us. Nothing. So, like, we knew we're the only ones in there. There's no windows to go through because we're technically on the 4th floor. There's no vents big enough for people to go through. So there's nothing. There's no way for someone to come through. Like, we went through all of it. Security went through all of it. Like, because we actually had to call security after this incident. So what happened? What happened was I went to go find my shoes. We couldn't find them. We looked and looked and looked. So the way my room was is like you would walk in and it was sunken. So you had to go down 2 steps and then you were in the room. So under those 2 steps it was hollow. But the only way to get to it was through the side. And it was too deep to, like, get under there and too low unless you're on your belly and wiggle. My shoes were placed in the back corner perfectly. Not like someone threw them, not like someone, like someone placed them in the very, very back corner.
Why'd you put it?
I didn't.
How do you know?
I would have to crawl under there. It was weird. And then my bedroom mate, the girl who shared a room with me, she showed up a couple days later. Her pillow kept disappearing, and like clothes kept disappearing, like weird things kept disappearing all throughout the year. They never figured it out.
You set the camera.
Well, we could have, but there were cameras in the hallway, but no one came or went from our apartment except for us. And like for that stuff, like especially the shoe things, there were only 2 people at that point who were even living in there and who had access to that room.
Put a hand cam.
Right? But we can't do that now. It's been 6 years, 7 years, right?
Too late.
But yeah, we never found out what that was. But like once I started working for the state, they're like, "Oh, it sounds like you pissed off the Minahune." And I was like, "Okay."
A minute.
You pissed off the Minahune.
Yeah, I was like, "Okay."
Alright, thanks. Great.
Yeah.
There was this rooster that kept trying to eat our fries, and it was right outside the sandwich spot. And we're like, "Get away, rooster!" But he kept coming back trying to steal the fries. He was not afraid of us. He was looking me in the eyes like, "What's up, bitch?"
You know those roosters like attack
Yeah.
people, right?
He didn't attack me.
Didn't I warn you guys?
Listen, he didn't attack me, but he was clearly not afraid, but he didn't attack me because he knew I'd fuck him up.
That's probably the
Signature.
scariest story we're gonna hear tonight. Attacking roosters.
He didn't attack me. It was just a little too close for comfort. And I really wanted to enjoy my sandwich, but I just stared at this rooster.
Okay.
And you know that means more. It's time for
It's your
scary
turn.
story.
Come sit down, Mr. Rogers.
Welcome to my neighborhood.
Talk about your upstate experience.
My upstate experience
You can do that, yeah.
when we were in a, say what, like a 150-year-old house? So like a 150-year-old house in Hensonville in upstate New York. That was an interesting time. So there's no cell phone signal anywhere. There's a chicken coop outside. The walls are cardboard thin. And so I was sleeping. Probably like 4 in the morning. We're not cooking them. No. So
Go on.
at 4 in the morning, kind of got up and heard this high-pitched noise. And probably about, one go off in a half second. It would go off again. Then a second. And go back to half a second. And like, ongoing. But then there was some country music in the background. So as I'm slowly getting up,
Chicken fried, wagon wheel, what are we talking?
what
What was the song?
I don't know what the song was.
Okay.
I don't listen
How do you know it was
to
country music?
Well, definitely wasn't hip hop. So, it wasn't EDM. It wasn't no
Okay.
beaching. Ain't no levels. No bromance.
Alright.
Alright, go on.
But so as I was getting up, it would like slowly fade away the noise. I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna go lay back down, you know, and then it just came right back. I was like, oh, this isn't normal. So then I got out of bed and it finally stopped. Like, oh man, this is weird. So I didn't say anything until we got in the car to drive back.
Why didn't you say anything before then? Are you
I
scared?
really
The
think
ghost
about
would
it.
retaliate?
No, we were going to brunch and I was really
You want to ruin the
hungry.
mood?
I had other things on my mind, like
Like, what'd you have in your mood?
and bacon.
Eggs and bacon?
It was
That
good
goes-
eggs and bacon. Oh, and home
He
fries.
said eggs and bacon, I'm done.
Okay.
So we didn't really talk about it until we got all our stuff ready to leave Hensonville to go back to Long Island. And then she told me her little incident. And we're like, oh wow, this place is freaking creepy. It's haunted.
Country music.
Yeah.
Why the hell are you country music?
Country music, man. You know, sitting on your tractor on a long road, I guess, in the backwoods.
You
you
should
know.
tell them my incident too, since you're.
Well, it's your incident. I'm not gonna say it for you. It's kind of rude.
I
Do
don't
it,
know.
do it.
So like,
Part
Hear
2.
it.
yeah, literally, like, so basically, like, you guys saw already, like, on the previous video. If you watched it, if you haven't, go check it out. That
I can
Airbnb
see
that we stayed in, because we put the Airbnb in the last vlog. I actually did it this time. But like, I could not close that bedroom door. You guys saw, like, I tried to like push that door closed. I couldn't do it. And then like when we actually finally like got unstuck, I did not like that room with it closed. Kind of freaky. So what we did was we just popped Kira's crate in front of the door and just left it there the first night. And like the first night was like weird, and like Kira did like have like a freak out while we were gone. She basically flipped her crate over, which she's never done before. She tried to chew her way out of it. And yes, like it could be a separation anxiety thing, which that's what I said when it first happened. But then what kind of
Not
made us go,
anymore.
that's kind of weird, like was the next night, because he had his incident, which I didn't know about until we got in the car the third day. Basically, she woke me up. She popped up on the bed, was looking around, wasn't growling, wasn't barking, wasn't doing anything weird. just looking, and I kept hearing footsteps, and you saw this old wooden place, like we were all by ourselves. There's nothing below us, nothing. And it sounded like someone was walking around, and then like I heard someone in the kitchen, so I got up to go inspect it, nothing, and it stopped. So like I didn't say anything until he told me, and it was just weird. So that was that incident. And she reacted, so it was something that she heard. She heard something. That's like the one thing that I was like,
Homeless guy secretly lives in the Airbnb, listens to country music.
maybe.
There you go. Figured it out.
Did you say a homeless guy secret?
Yeah. Well, I guess technically he's not homeless. He's
Back into
Yeah.
the
I
mystery.
said he's not homeless. I was gonna say he's squatting at that point.
yeah.
All right, Shifter, tell us your weird stuff.
All right. Ghosts are fake. This can all be explained by logical thinking, and everything has a logical explanation. If you really come down to it, eyewitness accounts are not very good in the court of law, and everyone messes up what they actually experience if they look back on their memories. The mind plays crazy tricks on people, and it's all bull. So, if ghosts, demons, specters, anyone out there, you ghosts out there, all you demons out there, if you're watching this, come haunt me. You ain't you're a whole bunch of pussies. I guarantee you, you won't come in my house. With me, I'll kill you. Y'all, I'm out.